Jović, dude. I mean, whew! I need a second. I need a, whoo, boy. Wow. Spo, I would never question you, dude. Top 15 all time. Maybe the greatest coach I've ever seen. Okay? You can't take this away from me anymore. You can't. You can't take Nikola Jović away and just outcast him out of the rotation. He's too good, too big, too skilled, adds too much. Everybody loves playing with him. And now he's dropping spoisms in the post game. Karma of the game in his adorable Serbian accent. The Serbian Terminator just put it on the Bucks today, dude. Right out of the gate. Him and the Dunkyard Dog getting scrappy with it. They put a barrage from downtown tonight, and it was a delight to see. They lit their ass up like a Christmas tree. Final score, 123-97, as the Miami Heat stomp on the Milwaukee Bucks. No Jimmy Buckets, no Terry Rozier, no Jay Rich. Duncan Robinson in a compression shirt because he was mauled the last game by Jaylen Brown. But you want to know what Jaylen Brown didn't know? You want to know what he did? He rattled the cage of the Dunkyard Dog. Arr, arr. He went out there and he made a big mistake. And the Bucks paid for it today, dude. They got very chatty with Duncan Robinson out there today. Oh, look, it's Duncan Robinson. Oh, let's see if we can push him around. Nope. Sniper from all over the court. You could put bodies in front of him. You could put hands around him. It doesn't matter. Dude is going to rise up and just snipe away and start hitting threes. It was a barrage today from your Miami Heat, and they didn't know what hit them. And they could sit here and they could talk about, oh, we got Damian Lillard. You know what? Congratulations. You have Damian Lillard and his whopping 16 points today. 5 of 14 from the floor. 2 of 7 from downtown. The white flag was waved by Doc Rivers early in the fourth quarter. They had to bring out the other Antetokounmpo brother. But listen, as that family tree knows, Giannis, as you know, don't worry, dude. This ass kicking, it's not a failure. It's not a failure. Doc Rivers, 3-6 as the Bucks head coach because you couldn't stand the other coach that you picked who had a great record. Don't worry, dude. This is not a failure. It's all just steps to success, baby. That's just steps to success, baby. I mean, today was just a delight. You had it all today from your Miami Heat. Get out to a 40-28 lead in the first quarter in this one, and it was courtesy of Nikola Jović in that starting lineup. We talked about this leading into the game. What was going to be the maneuver that Spo would go with? Would it be a Tyler, Bam, Caleb, Jaime, Nico? No Jaime in the starting lineup. He goes Duncan Robinson in the starting lineup. And, I mean, what a first quarter from both of those individuals. They came out of the gate, and Duncan Robinson and Nikola Jović, each with 11, each hitting 3 from downtown. They had it going on, and the Miami Heat sharing the ball all around as they just got off to a tremendous start. 10 assists on 15 makes in that first quarter. The ball was popping. It was moving. And look, to any Bucks fans that want to, first of all, you didn't travel anywhere, okay? You guys played last night. That game was also over, so you basically got the fourth quarter to do nothing. Then the Miami Heat had to haul their asses into this Milwaukee with plane issues, didn't basically get it till late last night, canceled their shoot around, so you had no rest advantage, and you just didn't know it hit you. You got struck over the head with a hammer today with Miami because they brought all of the shooting to Milwaukee on the first night, their front end of a back-to-back. They got the Philadelphia 76ers tomorrow night. Going to likely be Kyle Lowry's Philadelphia 76ers debut. Ooh. Cannot wait. But this was a game that Miami, the thing that you had to love is there were a couple of times where you had Milwaukee. They were not going to, go away quietly. And I think the thing that I was happy about is earlier in the season, you would have these games and you would have situations where teams would have that fight back, would have that pushback against you, and then all of a sudden you're like, all right, is this going to be where it all falls apart? Not the case here, dude. Okay, because the Miami Heat, every time there was a little bit of a run-ski, the threes just started flowing. So Milwaukee got it to like a 7-point game, and then Duncan Robinson was just like, enough of that bull bleep. He would come in there. He got up to 5 3-pointers in the second quarter, and this Jay Crowder just thought, I'm going to start poking the Duncan Robinson bear. Jay Crowder, I don't know if you got the memo, dude, because, we're always going to have love for Boss Man 99 and his role in the finals run. But you must have thought this was all shucks dunk. This is no dunk, all right? He gives no He goes out there and he commands respect because he's been through it all. He's done it all. This is a hardened Duncan Robinson who has been through the grind, the meat grinder of an NBA career that has taken him out of the rotation. You can't shake this man. This is why when people try and punk Duncan Robinson, you got another thing coming, dude, okay? Dunks is going to come at you, and what he's going to do is hit you with a barrage of shots right in your face. And if he's not going to hit you with a barrage, he's going to find Bam Adebayo for a perfect pass or one of his teammates cutting, or he's going to roll to the rim. He's just got too much in his arsenal now, dude. Duncan Robinson is a mother bleeping Swiss Army knife, okay? He's not out here. He ain't a butter knife here just to spread stuff on your toast. Duncan Robinson, he could be a corkscrew. He could be a toothpick. He could be a nail file. He could be a magnifying glass. He could be a scissors and cut your ass up. It doesn't matter. He's got so many tools in the box that he could fix anything that you need to fix. That's what Duncan Robinson is, and that's where the Dunkyard Dog will stay, okay? So we go to halftime, and you have this cute little Damian Lillard, guys love me, comes out here and immediately turns it over to Bam Adebayo. Nico gets a bucket on Giannis, which, he's getting buckets on Giannis. Love this kid. Don't take him away from me, Eric Spoelstra. Okay, please, please. This is the greatest night of my life. Spo? You can't take Nikola Jović away from me, dude. You can't. You can't. So Damian Lillard, he comes here, hits a couple of threes. He's like, please love me. Nikola Jović is like, how about the runner off the glass, buddy? My brate. That's what he's got for him. And then the last little push that you got from the Bucks, Caleb Martin blocks Giannis from behind. Bam, he turns it over, and Giannis gets a little movie on Nikola Jović, cuts it to single digits. Spo calls timeout, and the Heat basically said, enough of this bull bleep, and they got their asses running. And I think the moment that probably just sealed the deal on this game, it was, first of all, Bam immediately finds a cutting Duncan Robinson. Those guys are like peanut butter and jelly. You guys want to talk about the chemistry. You want to quibble about a stupid Jaylen Brown scuffle. What other? By the way, quiet night for Bam Adebayo. He just responded with that with a mother bleeping triple-double. So, maybe everybody could get off Bam's ass for just, a second. But he finds Duncan Robinson, and then Duncan, he responds. He finds Nikola Jović in the corner, 3-ball, 82-70 Miami Heat go on top. And then Jaime Jaquez Jr., who was also in his element today, looking comfortable, coming off the bench, he finds Nikola Jović, little flippy flip shot, gets the Heat up 14, and then Kevin Love decides, who wants to get on the action? The old man wants to get on the action, okay? Because the old love getting in on the action. And Kevin Love decided, let's just... And I hate to do this to you, Kevin, because I know what D Wade hated when anybody used the word vintage around him, but this was vintage Kevin Love because he turned the clock back, dude, and he was just going willy-nilly from downtown. And so Kevin Love just starts hitting a barrage of threes, and then this was like the absolute crazy ending to this one. So Bam Adebayo goes into Pat Connaughton, who definitely flops. Very obvious flop. They call offensive foul on Bam. Okay. So Bam, who never gets teed up, has gotten teed up like twice in the last 2 weeks. Then they go down next possession. Connaughton He steals the ball from from Haywood Highsmith, and then Love comes right back, steals it back, and this Connaughton is like flopping all over the place, and they call the foul on Kevin Love. And Spell's like, no, dude, bull bleep, okay? So they challenge it, successful challenge. Love gets the free throws. By the way, there's nothing greater than Kevin Love's just expressions of disgust with the officiating. So he gets a couple of free throws, and then next possession after the free throws, Bam comes down, gets in the paint. Kevin Love, kick it again. Yes, we'll hit another three. So the Miami Heat go into the fourth quarter. They're up 22, 98, 76 to go into the fourth. Love comes right away and starts hitting two more from downtown to basically put this puppy out of reach. The Heat would get it up to 30 at one point. It was just it was just a beautiful thing to see. The only last landmark of the game was Bam. He had Jaime Jaquez cutting, which would have been his 10th assist. Jaime blows the bunny, but the next play down, he gets it right to Kevin Love. And then just for good measure, Kevin Love hits another one from downtown. And he was, if I could just put it politely, Kevin Love was fired the up, dude. He was emotionally juiced for this one. And why not? You have a Heat team, front end, dealing with a lot of adversity. Jimmy Butler's away from the team. They just lost Terry Rozier. They lost Josh Richardson. And you're wondering, how are you going to respond? And they've had this 7-game losing streak. They've now had 7 games since that losing streak. They've gone 5-2. They've looked so much better. The 2 games that they've lost, very, very valiant efforts against 2 very good teams in Boston and the Clippers, 2 of the best teams in their respective conferences. The Miami Heat could have won those games. And they just look so much better than they did in January. In January, they look like a lost team. They look like a dead team. This is a team that I know is not perfect, and they have their flaws, and I don't know if they could ever shoot this good again this season because they were marvelous from downtown tonight. Although, not very high-scoring games from Tyler and Bam. They just had, everybody, Jović, Duncan, Kevin Love just lit it up like a pinball machine today. But they are playing so much better right now. And you would just love it if they could just go into this Philadelphia tomorrow. You know that Kyle Lowry is going to be thinking revenge game against the Miami Heat. They don't have Joel Embiid. Take care of this. Have some good vibes going into the All-Star break. Jaime Jaquez is going to do some sick-ass dunks. Bam Adebayo is going to sneakily recruit some whales. We'll have a grand old time, and then we'll come back and put this puppy. Because, look, people can count them out all they want to. I don't care. Miami Heat has no intimidation on any of these teams in the East. That's just the facts of it. And it's frustrating to deal with because you're in a regular season and you want to see consistency more. But Eric Spoelstra, whatever it is, whatever the adversity is that this man faces, when he gets to just kind of forget about all the roles and feelings, when you can put feelings aside and you can just have these guys in their set roles and go play basketball, there's really, in a lot of ways, when that bullshit gets put aside, there's not a better coached team in basketball because Eric can just get down to scheming it how he wants, preparing how he wants, and getting the guys in the roles that he wants at the times that he wants. And it's a beautiful thing to see. I just want to, again, thank Joe Cronin because he didn't settle. Joe Cronin didn't settle on himself in the Damian Lillard trade. He would not even think about settling for Nikola Jović, who spent the entire game beating Damian Lillard's team like a drum. So I just want to thank Joe Cronin for that heap of assets that he got from the Bucks and, the Suns and whatever the hell else they got, and not taking Nikola Jović and Jaime Jaquez Jr. He didn't settle, and you have to give that to Joe Cronin. So totally not a bum and great at his job. And Giannis, congratulations, dude. I'm just so happy that you get to take another step towards success with Doc Rivers, who it's not like Spo looks at Doc Rivers and is like, oh man, there's a guy I can't coach circles around. So, just a beautiful thing. I'm sure Doc Rivers, I'm not listening right now. I'm sure he's right now talking second night of a back-to-back because that dude loves an excuse. But, Spo, wants to get the hell off that podium, get right to Philly, and go get another one.